Rhea Ripley reveals wave of sadness following 54-year-old's WWE departure. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Elena. Have a nice day. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Rhea Ripley revealed that there was a wave of sadness in WWE following a legend's departure from the company last year. Ripley is currently one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, alongside Io Sky. Season 2 of WWE Unreal was released on Netflix earlier this week, and R-Truth's contract issue with the promotion was discussed. The promotion couldn't reach an agreement with Truth last year and allowed his contract to expire. Rhea Ripley was interviewed on WWE Unreal, and she explained that there was a lot of sadness in the locker room when people learned that the 54-year-old was no longer in the promotion. You can check out the video in the Instagram post below. When we first heard that he wasn't gonna be at work anymore, we were all like confused. This isn't real. Like, what are you talking about? It was just like a wave of sadness that kind of took over everyone here in WWE, said Ripley. Ultimately returned to the company following the controversy surrounding his contract. He returned at Money in the Bank 2025 to attack John Cena and remains a part of the roster. Former WWE writer reacts to Rhea Ripley's character change. Wrestling legend Vince Russo has not been pleased with Rhea Ripley's partnership with Io Sky on Raw. Rhea Ripley and Sky are the reigning women's tag team champions and will be defending them against the Judgment Day's Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez this weekend at Saturday night's main event. Speaking on Vince Russo's The Brand, the veteran questioned the company's creative team for the changes made to the Eradicator's character. What is Rhea Ripley doing with her character? She went from Mammy and Gothic and the big foot stomp and the big badato like she's in love with her girlfriend, like constantly hugging Io Sky and rubbing heads and smiling. Do you think somebody literally said to Ripley, "You need to change your character"? Because I don't get it. She's not feared anymore. There's no goth feeling, Russo said. It will be interesting to see if Ripley and Sky can retain their titles this weekend at Saturday night's main event. Too hot to handle. Rhea Ripley's surprising message to fellow WWE superstar. Rhea Ripley sent a message to her fellow WWE superstar and tag team partner, Io Sky. The two superstars are the reigning Women's World Tag Team Champions. Ripley and Sky won the Women's Tag Team Championship on the January 5th, 2026 edition of Monday Night Raw. They defeated Kairi Sane and Asuka to win the tag team title. Ripley reacted to her backstage photos with Sky following this week's Raw and claimed that the duo was too hot to handle. Check out Ripley's message on social media after Raw. Ripley and Sky will defend the Women's Tag Team Championship against the team of Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez at Saturday night's main event. The Judgment Day duo became the #1 contenders for the titles after defeating Lyra Valkyria, Bayley, and the Kabuki Warriors in a three-way tag team match. Vince Russo isn't a fan of Rhea Ripley's new character. Vince Russo has criticized Rhea Ripley's new character, questioning WWE for the change. He pointed out by stating that the Eradicator went from being a gothic bada to a superstar in love with her girlfriend, Io Sky. Speaking on The Brand, Russo explained his issue with the change and why he wasn't a fan of it. He said, "What is Rhea Ripley doing with her character? She went from Mommy and Gothic and the big foot stomp and the big bada asterisk to like she's in love with her girlfriend, like constantly hugging Io Sky and rubbing heads and smiling." Do you think somebody literally said to Rhea Ripley, "You need to change your character"? Because I don't get it. She's not feared anymore. There's no goth feeling. On the latest edition of Monday Night Raw, Ripley and Sky also announced that they were entering the 2026 Women's Royal Rumble match. But first, they would have to get past Liv Morgan and Roxanne Perez and defend their women's tag team championship. Tag team tensions rise. Rhea Ripley and Io Sky set for possible WrestleMania showdown. Royal Rumble is a pivotal event that will determine the main fights at WrestleMania 42, and new insider information regarding the present arrangement has emerged. The WWE Royal Rumble is only a little more than a week away, and the booking has already been discussed internally at a fast pace. Monday Night Raw showcased the Women's Royal Rumble, which has begun filling up 9 positions, with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky setting the stage, and many others who came afterward. Royal Rumble outcome may set up Women's World Title clash. Royal Rumble is a pivotal event that will determine the main fights at WrestleMania 42, and new insider information regarding the present arrangement has emerged. WWE is still undecided about the major women's bouts for WrestleMania, as per the report by Ibu on his Self-Made Sessions stream, but a number of ideas are already being presented. One of the ideas is for the reigning 7-time champion Liv Morgan to emerge victorious at the Royal Rumble and face Stephanie Baker for the Women's World title, a bout which has been hinted at already after the Judgment Day members' TV return in November. Insider hints at Liv Morgan heading to WrestleMania after Rumble. Last week, WWE conducted a meeting that resulted in big alterations to many of the plans, but the notion of Morgan winning her first Rumble is gaining support from a lot of people. There are people who think Liv Morgan should win the Rumble and straight up face Stephanie Baker there at WrestleMania 42. And that's absolutely in play. There have been high-level meetings over the last couple of weeks to kind of hammer out some stuff for Mania, one of which was held last week that changed up a lot of WrestleMania, said Ibu. Early plans shift as Ripley Io Sky match gains traction. Regarding the other famous wrestlers, Rhea Ripley was initially scheduled to compete against Vakir, but there are also increasing voices asking for the Australian to fight her tag team mate, Io Sky. For Mania, in terms of what the match should be, at least as far as I knew last week, they don't 100% know what the matches are going to be. Because there are some people who think, listen, the early idea was Rhea, Ripley, and Stephanie Baker one-on-one, but there are people who have suggested that. There are people who have suggested Rhea and Io. Royal Rumble spotlight shines on Liv Morgan. At the moment, Rhea Ripley's WWE WrestleMania 42 match is still in the air, but Liv Morgan, who has a crown jewel title among her 2 world championships and 4 tag team titles, seems to have gotten the support that is quite enough to get the win at the Royal Rumble, which is pretty much deserved. Also read, Liv Morgan's injury, aborted matches, and surprise return reshape WWE Women's Division Rhea Ripley on R-Truth announcing he had been released from WWE. It was just like a wave of sadness took over everyone here in the WWE. Rhea Ripley and Cody Rhodes comment on R-Truth's initial announcement last year that he had been released by WWE. In mid-2025, R-Truth would make an announcement that he had been released from his WWE contract, and while it would turn out that he would be leaving the company upon his contract expiring, the reaction both inside and WWE was one of outrage and sadness. While speaking in the second episode of WWE, Unreal's second season, Rhea Ripley shared that a wave of sadness came over the WWE in the wake of Truth's announcement. When we first heard that he wasn't gonna be at work anymore, we were all confused. This isn't real, what are you talking about? It was just like a wave of sadness took over everyone here in the WWE. Cody Rhodes would also share his initial reaction to Truth's announcement. There are things that's no. That's a no. Can't touch him. So I don't care if we're paying him. I don't care. We need our truth. Elsewhere in the same episode of WWE Unreal, Truth shared a pitch he had involving John Cena Sr. You can read more about that here.